They're two freshmen, so they're twins. That's an Ellenwood squad. We're talking about Ellenwood, and Sarah is the Hammocky is the junior.
And there have been Hammockies that have been a part of Ellenwood track for a long time, and they've always been terrific kids and great runners.
Well, nice tribute to them. I did notice that one of the young ladies in the Ellenwood, the Monica is listed as a 5th runner. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to follow the script, but we will see. So here we go. 24 by 800. I like that move to the inside. Watch this challenge here as they try to jostle for position. That 1A race was a bit of a collision. This looks a lot smoother.
Well, they are. They didn't, not quite so anxious to get yourself into that first lane. Sometimes you panic and you want to get in that first lane before you get to the first turn and don't want to run into the 2nd or 3rd lane and make your run longer than it has to be. But this got strung out pretty quickly.
We're in the first lap of 8. Already 2 clear front runners, with 3rd and 4th closing the gap a little bit. Sometimes the adrenaline flows a little bit too much in this 4 by 800. I can't tell you, Rod, how many times we've seen a runner just gas themselves in that first lap because they're just feeling the crowd and everything else. You got to still run a smart race. You got to think it through.
Well, it's a very fast track, and so it is really hard not to get too geeked up and get yourself out faster than you need to be.
Let's go down to Chet Copeland, who's trackside with our first gold medal winning relay team. Chet.
Yeah, these girls are pretty excited because last year they took 2nd in this, and they're 2 seniors and 2 sophomores. But who am I joined here first with Hanover?
McKenna Juneman, Taylor Clip, Claire Zarbanicki, and Tiana Losey.
So take us through that race and how special it is. Obviously, you probably don't run with that many people in one field all year, so it's got to be pretty overwhelming when 20,000 people are here.
It is. It's a lot to take in.
How much work has went into this all year?
Throughout the year, the track meets, we always had Axel pushing us, and we always tried to pace with them, and whatever they ran, we tried to run better, and they were honestly probably why we got here.
Well, state championships, and it seems about every sport, doubled up in basketball. How crazy is the tradition at Hanover?
It's honestly, you can't even put words to it. We're so lucky to have such a good athletic program, and getting to experience this, especially as a small 1A school, is pretty special.
Well, congrats on the state title, guys.
All right, a terrific interview from Chet Copeland with our gold medal winning team in the Class 1A. Look forward to those interviews throughout the afternoon and into the evening here on State Championship Saturday. And they paid tribute to the challenge that they got. And did you hear that in the interview? That's sometimes real credit. You got to get pushed to win sometimes.
Sometimes there are just schools that are in your conference or that you see quite often that just you just want to beat them, and certainly that is the case. And this is Bennington right now, running very, very well out in front. They got the handoff quickly and are running well. It looks like that's Peyton Pipio.
Yeah, and she's a freshman, and the fact that Bennington has a couple of freshmen. Reagan Robinson scheduled to be the 3rd leg, but Peyton Pifo, if I'm pronouncing that correctly,
Pifo
is the leader right now. They've lined up at the 4th lane, and they've got a bit of a lead here. This has gone back and forth just a little bit, but really it's been more or less a 2-school race here for this 4 by 800 meter relay in Class 2A.
And Hallie Johnson, who finished 2nd in the 3,200 meters earlier this meet last night, is scheduled to be the anchor, number 128, but it's going to be a little bit yet before she gets to put on. We are just in the 2nd leg of this race, but Bennington looking very solid in the middle distance events again this year, Mark.
Bennington was getting a chase from Hoxie. Hoxie's 2nd at the moment, but you see the distance. When they're out of camera range, you know it's a pretty safe lead, but now we're just within camera range, so.
You see her shaking her arms out, trying to stay relaxed. Head's getting back a little bit and starting to wave back and forth. She takes a peek over her shoulder. Doesn't need to worry about that right here, but needs to come up with a good kick right here and just take any chance of a comeback away right here. Leading by about 15 or 20 meters. Now starting to pick up the pace. See the turnover starting to pick up a little bit. The arm swing, trying to shake the cobwebs out of her arms. It means the back of your arms are starting to get fatigued, Mark. That is where you get all of your endurance. Get the power from your forearms and your biceps, but that endurance and the ability to hold yourself in place and get that good arm swing at the end comes from the back of your arms, in the tricep areas and in your shoulders.
Lane 3, or the third place team, starting to make a charge here over Hoxie. We may have a new second place team making their move. That's lined up out of the fifth lane there. That's that Pratt Skyline. Looks like Pratt Skyline and Hoxie. They lined up together.
It's actually St. Francis.
St. Francis, okay.
That was Tajay Weeder in that second leg.
Handoff's being made here as we go now to the third leg of this 4x800. Chet Coupland's down the sideline. What are you seeing, Chet?
Well, I'm obviously not a runner, but I see whenever they're handing off the exchange zone here in the batons, a lot of these are very, very small high schools and probably go to meets at maybe 5, 6, 4x8s. Heck, in high school, some of the meets I was at may have only had 2 4x8 teams. That exchange zone has got to be a mess for some of these people with 16 teams competing.
Well, that's a really good point, Rod.
I think we saw it in the 4x4. Garden City had a huge collision yesterday with a runner that had already handed off the baton and then just turned right in front of the Garden City runner, knocked him off the track literally for 2 steps before he was able to recover and get back in the fight. So we've seen that a couple of times.
Making a move here on the back stretch here. Curving toward the home stretch. The distance between first and second remains 15 meters. The distance between third and fourth is about 30 at the moment. So we've got a pretty good race on here.
But the lead for Bennington starting to shrink just a little bit here, and they're going to have to respond because Maxville, I believe, is the challenge coming up here on Bennington. Have to see if we can get a number and a bid here.
If it is Maxville, it would be Lexus Wright, who's going to hand off eventually to Jennifer Ortiz from Maxville.
It is not. It's Hoxie, actually, that is up there.
All right, so Hoxie's third leg is Emily Dirks. She looks like a freshman, doesn't she? Emily Dirks on the inside. They're shoulder to shoulder here. Good challenge here in what is lap number 5, now lap 6. And now we have a new leader. That's got to be Hoxie's Emily Dirks, if we get the name or the bib right.
It is. It's Emily Dirks, just a freshman, 585. Is not going to keep that lead all that easy.
Nope.
Wonder if she panicked a little bit and tried to kick, because here comes Bennington right back again.
She pushed a little bit too much. Bennington, 131 is Reagan Robinson. She's also a freshman. Both girls that you're looking at are both freshmen, both 14.
Oh, and a little bit of a tough handoff for Bennington. Made her reach just a little bit, but they get it away cleanly.
All right, 7th lap here. Anchor leg underway. Rest of the field following through here. Class 2A, girls 4x800 meter relay.
Well, and St. Francis fell back. Remember, they got well up into the fight there after the second leg, but they fell back badly in that third leg, and it's really turning into a 2-team fight right here.
Well, we'll keep our eye on it. Bennington and Hoxie. We got about 600 meters left to go. And you always wonder, do you pull the trigger too quickly? Shoulder to shoulder. New leader is Hoxie. Hoxie has passed Bennington for the moment.
And this is not Hallie Johnson, so the senior is not running for Bennington in this leg at least.
That is Lily Schamberger, is the anchor leg for Hoxie at the moment. She's a senior, ran beside 3 freshmen, and the senior from Hoxie trying to take it home here.
And that's Tracy Kaiser, the senior from Bennington.
At the moment, just on first glance, Schamberger looks like the stronger runner. But there's certainly within distance. We'll see when they make that kick. Schamberger's laboring a little bit, but just looks a little bit stronger, just a tad.
Her arm swing is a little bit ragged. You see her head bobbing back and forth, trying to blow the air out. You see when they pucker up and they blow their air out like that, they're maybe got a little bit of a hitch in the side. That's the way you kind of get some of that side ache out of you. Try to force the air out of your mouth through your lips, tight, closed real tight. We'll see if that might be a problem, but right now she's looking really strong and starting to pull away.
150 meters to go now, 140. Lily Schamberger from Hoxie. Fans from Hoxie come to their feet. They know they might have a gold medal winner. Schamberger lapping the field here as Hoxie's got 40 meters to go for a girls championship in the 4x800 meter relay in Class 2A. Hoxie's Lily Schamberger brings home the baton and the gold medal for Hoxie. Hoxie will win gold in the girls 4x800 meter relay in Class 2A, edging Bennington with a strong anchor leg run by Lily Schamberger, joined 3 other freshmen, including Aylin Dimmis, Emily Dirks, and Bailey McKenna. Macaulay White and Macy Schamberg were also listed, with the gold medals going to Hoxie as you watch the rest of the field come to a finish here.
And that is far and away the fastest time in their class this year, surpassing Bennington, who had, well, no, it's just behind Bennington. Bennington went 9:57 earlier this year. The unofficial winning time in this, 9:59.
Shawnee Maranatha Academy holds the Class 2A record. The team of Banning, Manning, Cruz, and Harold ran a 9:39.02 down in 2015, but hugs all the way around as the Hoxie team comes home with a championship in 2A.
You see the pass right here with just a little more than a lap to go, and now here's the finish. Nice strong run, just eclipsing again unofficially. You saw 9:59. We'll have to wait and see what the official time is.
Let's go down to Chet Copeland with the winners.
I'm down here with Hoxie, the state champion, and man, what a race there. First off, who am I joined with?
Bailey McKenna,
Eileen Demas, Emily Dirks.
Lily Schamberger.
What was the weather like to run out here? Pretty hot right now, right?
Yeah, pretty hot.
Is this your guys' first state championship?
Yes, it is.
Awesome, awesome. How much hard work has went into this as a team? Because there's a lot of individual events out here, and it's about individuals, but it's about trusting each other in this. How much hard work has went into this?
Being able to practice as a team and being able to push each other really helps. So always knowing that you got someone in front of you to catch and behind you to push you really helps make us so competitive, I think.
Is there a little bit more motivation here with this going on?
Oh, definitely. Biggest track meet in U.S. That's a lot of motivation right there.
Congrats on the state title, guys.
Thank you.
And here's how the result